allow, we demand it. We're gonna do it anyway. But so this is what community looks like. Power succeeds power, unity and love. The community's out here protecting them, making signs. We are allowed to build this memorial, not allowed, we demand it. We're gonna do it anyway, but we were given things to help with the memorial. And we're working as a community, building it and making it extremely nice. There's gonna be one box out here for you to come by and drop baby boy toys in, flowers, right here. And then we're just taking, we're gonna take the second one. Yeah. So we're gonna continue to build communities out here, allies out here, and it's going up. Everything we tell you we're gonna do. I also want you to pay attention to the response to opposition, the response, this family's response, Building Bridges Coalition response to opposition and tear gas is to be back out here the very next day, standing on business and doing what we're supposed to do. We're not doing anything performative. Yesterday was an example of Black power, Black unity, and Black love, community power, community unity, and community love. Today, we're honoring and focusing in and calling on God, Jesus Christ, the ancestors, Allah, whoever you believe in, to bring the spirit of Khoen and resonate and give peace to this family, and strengthen us and embody us as we move forward to get strong off his spirit. One thing that's been shared with me by the family is Khoen was a fighter, and now he needs his community to fight.
Now, this is about Khoen Wiley. Now, when I first initially saw this story, I wasn't even going to cover it. I ain't gonna lie, I wasn't gonna cover the story because when I first saw the story, I initially thought that they were stealing out of the store at first. When it first happened, like I think that morning when I first saw the story, and I was like, oh man, with all the stuff going on right now with Carmelo, Cyrus Belton, like, what are they doing, man? Come on, y'all drawing, right? But then my wife sent me the story, but then she sent something else the next day, and I started to read it, and I started to see, well, wait a minute, there's discrepancies in the story. We started to see that when the officer opened fire on the car, the trajectory of the bullets hit the car in ways where you could see that she was turning off, not riding to him. She was not using the vehicle as a weapon to harm the police. She was trying to evade them, right? And he opened fire on the car, right? Now, they have surveillance cameras everywhere. Where are the surveillance videos? Why won't y'all show them, right? Because you guys want to doctor them up. Now, they have surveillance videos inside Walmart, right? You can see her being in line, and I'm hearing allegedly that she had receipts for everything that she purchased. The mother of the deceased, she was just with the girl. She didn't even she wasn't even buying anything. Nobody was ever charged with anything, right? So this whole thing gets real goofy again, but this is what's going on in America because they want to take everything from the federal government and run everything back to the states. And white people have already shown that they are most of them are not able to remedy justice to anybody. This is just their behavior. This is what they do. It's not, I'm not making up anything. This is American history. Ask the Native Americans. Ask the indigenous Black people. Ask all of them. Ask all of them. So this is 1-year-old Khoen. His mother, Felicia Wiley, she's gave her story about what's happening. So now, we're here. Now we're here. Let's get off into it. Let's get right to it, right? Because like I said, this thing is sad, man. What I want our people to understand something is, man, these people have the inability to have any compassion. They're not the moral standard. They've never been. When you see a lot of these Black sellouts and conservative sellouts, that's because they're afraid of the system and they've totally surrendered, bent over, and just gave up. So they'll find you guilty of everything. They'll always side with them over you. Even though they know that you're right, they have this, don't you go down there messing with them folks. You already know what they have the power to do. So they just surrender. They know that this country is racist. All of them knows this. So Black power is the ability to solve your problems. This is a problem that we can't solve because we got to go back to the same people for justice of the ones that's causing the injustice. I'm going to say this again for the people in the back. We got to go to the same people for justice, right? That's causing the injustice. That's an issue. But let's proceed. So now let's go over here, right? Let's go over here. So a fatal pow on a 1-year-old boy ignites tension in Mississippi town. Death of Khoen Wiley is latest in series of troubling police encounters that have outraged community members. Right, the recent fatal pow of 1-year-old boy by police who were responding to a shoplifting call has ignited simmering tensions between police and Black residents in a small town of Senatobia, Mississippi. The death of Khoen Wiley is the latest in a series of troubling encounters with police that have outraged community members in recent years. It has led to protests and calls for greater police accountability in a town of 8,000, with some civil rights activists pointing to Khoen's death as another example of Black life lost over nominal value. In this case, it was an allegation of stolen Pampers, which the boy's family has denied. We are treating items on a shelf more valuable than the child. Bernice King, the daughter of the late U.S. civil rights icon Martin Luther King Jr., said in a statement posted to Instagram. That's not just bad policing; it's a moral collapse. See, but this is what I'm saying. What are you talking about? A moral collapse? The moral collapse. Miss Bernice, with all due respect, they unalived your father, your grandmother, your uncle. Moral collapse? When has it ever been rebuilt to collapse again? I'm confused, Miss Bernice. With all due respect to you, a moral collapse? Lord. Differing accounts of what happened. There are still many unanswered questions about the powing and what led up to it. Senatobia police responded to the shoplifting call, right, at local Walmart June 14th on Sunday, where they found 2 women and a child leaving the store, getting into a car and driving away. According to a statement released by the Mississippi Bureau of Investigations, MBI, officers attempted to stop the vehicle, but the driver drove in the direction of the officers, right? Almost striking one. An officer then discharged their weapon and the vehicle fled the scene, right? So Khoen's mother, Valencia Wiley, said her son and her friend who was driving was hit by gunfire. In a video posted on social media on Wednesday by civil rights attorney Ben Crump, who was representing her, Wiley said her friend was not driving towards the officers because they were on the right side and she was driving towards the left. She also disputes the shoplifting claim, saying in the video that she believes her friend paid for the diapers she was carrying, right? So now let's go over. Let's segue.
Of 1-year-old Khoen Wiley, a 51, the same place where major one for the Tennessee governor's race. But back to number 1. This is what the crowd looked like Tuesday outside of the Walmart off Highway 51, the same place where 2 days earlier, reports of officers responding to a shoplifting call ended in the death of 1-year-old Khoen Wiley. The officer who fired their weapon is now on administrative leave. Now, the Mississippi Bureau of Investigation reported officers saw 2 adults running out of the Walmart with a child, and they got into a car. Officers then reported that the driver nearly hit one of them, and that's when the officer fired their weapon at the car, hitting the baby boy, who later died at the hospital. Attorney Ben Crump is representing the Wiley family. Memphis and Mississippi attorney Van Turner is assisting those legal efforts locally. I compiled some clips, starting with video attorney Crump released today. This is Wednesday. This is when we're recording, from Khoen Wiley's mother, Valencia Wiley, who says she and her friend were the 2 adults involved in the reported shoplifting call.
As we was leaving out the Walmart, they tried to stop her, but I kept walking because it had nothing to do with me. By the time me and my baby got in the car, She came, and then when we was backing up, they was running out the come. I raised my baby up because they withdrawed their gun. She had no tent. I raised my baby up trying to show them that he was in the car. By the time I sat my baby down, it was like 3 to 4 shots. One of the shots hit him in his rib cage, and the other shots hit her in her arm and her thigh. And we left and went to Senatobia hospital where he was pronounced dead. Self-checkout. They can see, it's cameras, they can see when she got the diapers and walked out. They ain't charged me with nothing. They just let me go.
We want the videos released as soon as possible, all of the body cam footage, the service vehicle footage, and we would like to see the footage from Walmart.
I cannot allow expediency to overtake the quality of the work that we're expected to do in these types of cases.
Hopefully we can get something done about this situation. Get the police chief fired. That was definitely the one that did the murdering. He need to be fired. He need to be charged.
We're going to open it up to discussion now. Otis, I'll have you start us off. Obviously, emotions are high. It's tense out there in Senatobia because, of course, the death of a 1-year-old is going to make anybody just feel extremely heartbroken there. Right. So you're, looking at this case and what we know so far, what are your just first impressions?
Well, I'll start with just 4 words here. Show us the video. Body cam footage. Walmart has a bunch of cameras all over the place. Don't wait for some long drawn out investigation to show us the video. And we can see, just like we did with Tyree Nichols and a lot of other cases, we need to see what actually happened as they continue the investigation. But there are so many disturbing things about this, Pepper, that I don't even have time to enunciate them all. First is, police are trained not to shoot into a moving car, especially in a parking lot. And as the mother just said, and my sources confirmed it, the police knew that a baby was there. The baby was in the store with them. And the mother, as she said, held up the baby to say, don't shoot. Plus, the mother was not the suspect here. The driver of the car was the suspect here. And so if they're going to say that they were trying to run them down, well, they're going to have to show some real proof of that because 4 shots apparently were fired into that.
Well, we're at a place now where they don't have to be transparent because Trump was giving full autonomy to the police. They can just come and do what they want to do, right? And they can just get away with it. So the video, whenever they got something where they got you right there, right? And they'll release the video footage right away. And they'll say, look at this black person right here doing this. Whenever there's some discrepancies, we have to be diligent and transparent, but we have to make sure we go through all the process to make, they give you a whole bunch of word salad that don't make any damn sense, right? This is what they do. So like we're not this is not new to us.
Into that vehicle, and the first one struck the baby and killed the baby. And we're talking about a 1-year-old baby here. That is just absolutely inexcusable. And one more quick thing before we go on. I was told by a source that the police officer involved has some other administrative issues in DeSoto County. And was not, and apparently was either he left the DeSoto County, either sheriff department or law enforcement there, and wound up on the Senatobia Police Department. This is inexcusable. It's going to be, and it already is, becoming a national story. It's personal to me because I grew up there. Our old farm is less than 8 miles from where this happened. And so there are a lot of people around there who are angry and are hurting, and I don't blame them.
Mm-hmm. Mr. Simon, first, just kind of remarking on the family and, of course, what they might be going through at this time. But also, Attorney Ben Crump is now representing the family. What chance or likelihood do you think he has that this is going to turn out to work in their favor?
Well, one of the most helpless moments for a family is when you know that a child was taken in a situation that could have been avoided. I mean, when you think about the fact that, you had a child and it's clear if you saw them in the store and they actually engaged the person that they were after as she was walking to the car, and they allowed the mother to be with her child in the car. That's a real problem when you really think about what level of force do you need to use with 2 women and a baby. You got to think about that. Then not only.
First of all, they knew that it was a baby in the car because when they got the police report, when they got called in, they said that there was 2 women and a child. They already knew that it was a child. They still opened fire on the car, right? So this is why they're not being transparent. This is why they're not being transparent and actually showing the actual video, right? They're not gonna show the actual video of this because, like I said, when they all they got to do is bring up the police call. And it's going to say there are 2 women and they have a child with them. So that way the police can identify the so-called assailants when they're coming out, right? There has to be some way that they can identify them, right? So this is stuff that we already know. Check this out.
Valicia Wiley says that she was at Walmart with a friend and baby Khoen, and when they walked out of the store, she says her friend was approached by police. From there, she describes how the situation...
Listen, before we even get to talking, I would like to just read you some of these statements here. With a child, with a juvenile child, 2 adults fleeing with a child. So let's make something absolutely clear before we move on to talk about anything else, because I know a lot of y'all got a lot to say. The cops knew there was a child in that car and shot it anyways. Does that make logical sense to you? I need to know, do you think that makes sense for them to know a child was in that car and riddle it with bullets anyways? Because if that makes sense to you, please just go to my account, unfollow me, block me, because anything I say after this isn't going to matter anyways. Now let's start here. Walmart has cameras on the inside and the outside of the building. That is confirmed. They got cameras at the self-checkout where they said they caught the 2 women stealing. That's confirmed. They got a description of the 2 individuals they said they thought were stealing. That's confirmed. They got the make, the model, the license plate of the car of the people they said they thought were stealing. That's confirmed. They got all the information they could possibly need in case these people got away via vehicle. They can go and catch them later. But instead, knowing there was a child in the car, they shot into the car. Their excuse? She was using her car as a weapon. Now listen to me. I watch the media. I watch ICE. I watch the police and this administration lie about the last time they told me somebody used their car as a weapon. I saw the video with my own eyes and they still continued to lie to me. And you know what they did? They shot her. They killed her. And you know what happened? Car kept rolling. Nothing was accomplished. Actually, it put more people in danger because the car got into an accident after. You're telling me you saw there was a kid in that car and still shot into it. It takes more time to pull out your weapon and shoot into a moving car than it is to just move out of the way. And even when you did shoot your car and you killed the individual driving, the cars kept moving and caused more damage. So why are we shooting into cars? Now, when I first saw this situation, I thought, there's no way anybody can defend the kid of this child. No way. Even if they stole the entire Walmart, the cops knew there was a kid in that car and decided to shoot into it anyways. Nobody can defend that. And here we are. The same people who tell me we need to protect the children. They don't want to protect this one. Same people who are screaming that they're pro-life. They're not pro this life. And what gets me the most is that they keep telling me she used the car as a weapon and that's why this happened. Let's go with that version of the story. She uses her car as a weapon and the cop decides to shoot into the car, hitting the driver. The car never stopped. She still got away. So what was accomplished? You tell me. Because from where I'm sitting, the only outcome is the death of a 1-year-old child and you can look me in the eyes and still tell me it was justified. In the meantime, I hope you have a wonderful day. You know I love you and I'll see you tomorrow. But if I don't, stay out of trouble.
So y'all gotta let me know what y'all think based off of this, man. How y'all think that this is going to turn out? Because this is a sad thing. I'm still doing more investigation on this, trying to find out, did they have a receipt? What's up with the video footage and all this kind of stuff? But you guys let me know what y'all think, man. If you made it this far in the video, hit that like button, subscribe to Street Media TV, leave your comments in the comment section. Remember, I love y'all. Till the next time. Peace.